Hi there, I'm Sonia, and in this video we are going to talk about why persistence is key to manifestation. And yes, I bulk film my videos, and yes, if you watch the last one and I'm still doing weird things, it's because Jax is still over here wanting dog love, so it is what it is. Anyway, persisting and manifesting. This was another thing that I confused myself with when I was really starting to understand how manifestation works and what it is and all the things. I did not understand that it was my thoughts. I worked with a law of attraction coach for years, and then I found the law of assumption, and I had a really hard time making the shift from one to the other. And in the law of attraction, I don't even know. Like, looking back, I have no idea what the hell I was even trying to do with all that stuff. Once I found law of assumption, it's like, okay, it's your thoughts. You need to change your thoughts. You need to persist in your thoughts. And I honestly thought I was persisting in my thoughts. But then the more I did it and the further I got into it and the more my mindset started to change and I started to see things, like things would happen where I'm like, okay, that was definitely my thoughts. Like, I know that I was thinking about that this way and then it happened the way I wanted it to. I know I manifested that, right? I realized that the persisting in the thoughts isn't about like micromanaging your thoughts or persisting in the thought for, like I need to stay in this thought for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or a day. If I could just stay in it constantly and it'll change. It's not that. It's actually kind of two different things. Number one, it's persisting and persisting and persisting and persisting and persisting and persisting and persisting day after 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 day, even if you don't see movement at all. You have no evidence that it's working. You need to keep doing it. That's number one, because that is what's eventually gonna, your mindset's gonna start changing and you're gonna start seeing it more. But it's also, for me, it was getting out of the technique stuff. And I am going to make another video about this that I'm going to post later this week. So look out for that. But it's not how much time you can spend doing like a technique. So it's not about scripting more or visualizing more or even affirming more, having like a session to sit down and affirm and think as if. And the key to me and the persistence that you need to be way more aware of and prioritizing is what you are consistently thinking throughout the day. It is building that awareness and paying attention to things that you're telling yourself constantly. So people call it mental diet. That's the term that, most people use for it. But it's that, I used to get up in the morning and be stressed and worried and doubt and all these things. So I would be like, everything sucks. This is going to go wrong. I don't have this. I want to change this. I don't know what I'm going to do about this. And I instead had to stop myself and go, nope, everything's perfect. I have exactly what I want. This is going to be like this. I love my life. Then, throughout the day, catching it again and again and again and again. And that, nope, I don't think like that anymore. This is what we think. This is what we're thinking today. That's yesterday. This is what we're doing now. And it's doing that and doing that and doing that. And the more that you do it, there was a morning I woke up and went, holy crap. I'm just thinking the things that I'm like trying to change my thoughts to. Like I'm just naturally thinking this stuff. Like it's just my go-to thought now about whatever. That is the persistence. It's not, there's no time limit to it. The other thing I figured out and have realized about that persistence is you don't stop thinking the thoughts that you want to be thinking. That is the key to manifesting things and keeping them the way that you want them to be, in my opinion. I wanted to know, well, how long do I have to do this? And like, when is it going to change? And things like that. And the more I've done this, I've realized it's like, you don't go back to the old thoughts. Excuse the background noise. We've got dogs itching and airplanes, and you don't go back to old thoughts. Okay? When you decide you want something different, you decide that you are no longer allowed to think about that topic in any way that you don't want it to be. So let's go with a relationship. Let's say that you were in a relationship and you broke up and you want to get back with that person, right? And you have a little bit of a past and things were rocky and whatever, but now you want things to be happy. You want to be in a happy relationship with them, right? So you're gonna start telling yourself things that are like, I'm in a happy relationship. Oh my God, they're so amazing. We have the perfect relationship. Whatever you're telling yourself, right? How you want it to be. And then you get that, right? Do you want to go back to being like, oh, they treat me like shit. They don't pay attention to me. We're not together. Do you really want to go back when you know that the thing that created your circumstances and how you got back together was by thinking that you were going to be back together? Do you really want to go back to thinking the things that made it so that you weren't together and that things were crap? Manifestation isn't just do some things to get things. It's mindset, and that mindset it's forever. Why do most people who win the lottery lose all the money so quickly? Because they didn't change their mindset. They had the mindset to win the money, and then it goes away because they didn't have the mindset to keep it. And that's what's going to happen with any of your manifestations if you don't fundamentally change how you think about things persistently, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. If you want to experience something different, you change your thoughts at any point. If you are manifesting something and let's say you get it and you're like, yeah, I'm kind of over this. Guess what? You can change your thoughts and experience something different. But if you want something to manifest and then stay in your life, you don't think against it. So stop thinking about, oh, well, how many days do I have to do this? And how long do I have to do this? And this is my life now. I think these thoughts. And when you catch yourself at first, because at first you are going to have opposing thoughts, you're going to be naturally just thinking the old stuff because that's the habit. I think it's a habit. You have the habit of thinking about things a certain way. And when you want something different, you have to create the new habit of thinking about it a certain way. And eventually it's going to become a belief because you're going to think about it, shifting the thought to what you want, shifting it to what you want. You're going to start experiencing what you want to experience. And then that's going to be mirrored back to you. And so it's going to be more of your automatic thought. But let's go back to that relationship example. Let's say you get back together and you're happy and you affirm and things, whatever. And then all of a sudden something random happens and it pisses you off. And then you start thinking, oh, they just drive me nuts. They do this all the time. It pisses me off. You got to go back to that thought. Nope, we're so happy. We are so happy. We're so happy. Everything's perfect. Everything's perfect. Because your thoughts are going to forever create what you experience. I hope this was helpful. I intend that it was and that you got something out of this. I Would love to hear from you guys. Leave me some comments. I will see you next time. Love and light.